So today, I invite you to devote this practice to yourself. Today's intention is I'm a good person with a good heart, with many talents. And today, during this practice, I'm taking this time to discover who I truly am. Before we start with the practice, I would like to share how I was able to connect with something that is very powerful. During my yoga training, I wanted to become a yoga instructor, so in 2004 I joined a course that prepared me to become a yoga teacher. And one of my instructors registered for a 10-day meditation retreat in Montebello, Quebec. And at that moment, I felt ready. So I visited the website, I registered, and a few months later, I went to that place. I honestly didn't know what I was getting into. I just knew that it was for me. I was ready to meditate and to be quiet for 11 days. I registered and I went there, and this was one of the most amazing experience and the most valuable gift that I made to myself. For 11 days, the course lasted 11 days. I was in peace and quiet for 10 days. I was there observing myself, nothing but observing myself. And I was able to deal with some of my strongest fears, like fear from death, fear from being alone. I was also able to deal with some of these negativities like jealousy, comparison, competition, not good enough. And all of these layers, one after each other, they were able to dissolve. I was observing and I was just letting them go. And once I was able for a moment to connect with something that is very powerful, and I will call that the sun within. So these layers, they're like clouds. The thoughts, they're like clouds. They're preventing us from seeing something that is deep within each one of us. This beauty, this magnificence, this peace, this harmony, this love that is everywhere. It's everywhere within us. It's within us. It's not around us. For many years, I kept looking for true happiness outside. I visited so many different places with the hope that I'm going to find true happiness somewhere outside. Until that moment when I decided to sit down for 10 days, 11 hours per day, meditation, very strict regime. And I was very glad that I actually made that. And I repeated that course 3 times in total. So please, take this time to quiet the mind by practicing with yourself, by taking this time to connect with yourself. You'll be able to connect with something that is within you. And once you find that, you'll be able to see it everywhere around you. So practice, be patient, be perseverant, and stay connected with your true magnificence, with your good heart, with the good person who you truly are. And let's begin. Today we'll start in standing. Keep your feet grounded, arms by the side, relax your shoulders, open the chest, and breathe. Close your eyes for a moment and just connect with this body. Connect with your breath. Connect with this present moment. Everything happens in this moment. You're not living in the past. You're not living in the future. You're right here and now. Right now at this moment, you're completely safe. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your nose. And speaking from heart, let's place palms in front of the heart center and set up the intention. I'm a good person with a good heart, with many talents. I give myself this time to discover who I truly am. And on the next inhale, you may open your eyes and lift your arms up and look up. Relax shoulders, look up. And very slowly start moving over to your left side. Inhale, arms up, exhale over to the other side. Inhale, arms up, exhale, interlace fingers behind your back, open the chest and lift these arms high, high, high up. Exhale, release. Extend your arms right in front of you and slowly start twisting over to your left side. Keep your hips squared, pointing to the front. Inhale to center, exhale over to the other side. Inhale to center, and as you exhale, bring the arms backwards and imagine you're holding something that you're trying to lift high, high, high up. And check what is happening in the body. Where do you feel the stretch? And exhale, release. On the next inhale, bring your head over to your left side and keep moving in that direction. And your neck will tell you when to stop. Inhale to center and exhale over to the other side. In yoga practice, it is very important to listen to your voice, to the voice of your body. I'm here to guide you, to provide some modifications, but I don't know your body. Inhale back to center. Lift your head up and back, opening the front. Inhale to center and the chin moves down towards the chest. Inhale to center, bring the head over to the left, to the front, to the right, and back. Slow movements, and while you're moving, acknowledge what is happening in the body. Your body is your temple. You want to take a good care of your body if you want it to serve you long. And reverse direction. And on the next inhale, head back to center. Let's roll the shoulders up, back, down into the front, opening the chest. And reverse direction. And relax your shoulders. Extend the arms, bend them at the elbows, and warm up your elbows. Reverse direction. Stop moving your elbows, warm up your wrists. Slow movement, warming up the wrists. And reverse direction. And let's spread these fingers widely. And for a moment, I invite you to close your eyes and just visualize how through the tips of the fingers you're releasing everything that is accumulated in the body. You may close your hands and open. And each time you open, just visualize how you're getting rid of all of the negative accumulations. Getting rid of all of that negativity. Keep moving as fast as possible. Stay connected. And exhale, release. On the next inhale, lift your right arm up, and slowly start moving over to your left side. And while you're here, give yourself your best. So you really want to deepen this practice. You're not here just to keep it simple and easy. So keep stretching. One arm is moving up, the other arm is moving down. You want to lengthen. Exhale, release that hand. Inhale, lift the opposite arm up, and you may look up. So one arm is moving down, the other arm is moving up. You're stretching. You're creating space. And exhale, release. Place your hands on your waist. Bring the body to the left, to the front, and right and back. And be aware of any cracks, any sounds that your body generates. Your body generates sounds, your breath, your bones. And I'm here, fully present, aware. And as you exhale, reverse direction. And inhale back to standing. Let's open the hips. Inhale, lift your left foot off the mat and start opening the hip to the, moving it in circular direction. Clockwise and then counterclockwise. Circular movement. Opening the hips. At some point, if you find it too hard to keep the balance, you may keep your toe just for a moment on the mat and continue moving. Reverse direction. And exhale, release. Inhale, opposite foot off the mat. Opening. And remember to breathe. Don't sacrifice your breath for the pose. Reverse direction. And last time, and exhale, release. Bring the hips back and let's warm up the knees. Moving in one direction, slow movements. Being curious about your body. Each day, the body has a different message to deliver. Are you ready to listen? One last time and release. On the next inhale, let's lift the left foot and warm up the ankle. At the same time, keep your upper body active. Don't collapse in the lower back. And reverse direction. And release. Inhale, opposite foot off the mat. And warm up the ankle. Taking care of every single part of the body. Every single part plays an important role. So we want the whole body to be in a good shape. And relax. On the next inhale, lift your heels off the mat and massage your toes, the tips of the toes, massaging the toes. Pressing these points that are connected to different organs in the body. And release. Now let's step on the outer edge of the foot. The rest of the foot is lifted. Massaging the outer edge, the inner edge now. Pressing, stretching, massaging, and eventually your feet are on the mat. And let's begin our sun salutation. Let's go to the front of the yoga mat. And whenever you're ready, inhale, arms up with a back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Because this is our first forward fold, you may keep your legs bent at the knees. Inhale into halfway lift. Exhale, hands on the mat, step back into plank pose. Stay here for a moment. And whenever you're ready, knees, top of the feet on the mat, bring the hips back, slowly lower down the chest. Inhale into baby cobra. Lift your hands off the mat for a moment. Exhale, press the hands down, bring the hips back, tuck your toes, downward dog. And from here, I'm going to offer an option. You may first go into table pose or just step forward and place your foot between your both hands. Inhale, arms up, low lunge. Exhale, hands on the mat. Step back into table pose first, and then downward dog or straight into downward dog, your choice. Inhale, left foot between both hands, right knee on the mat, right foot on the mat, arms lifted, low lunge. Exhale, hands on the mat, step back into downward dog. From here, step forward, Feet in between both hands. Inhale into halfway lift. Exhale, tips of the fingers on the mat. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, release. And let's continue. Another sun salutation. Inhale, arms up, way back bend, deepen the bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into halfway lift. Exhale, tips of the fingers on the mat or hands on the mat. Step back or jump into plank pose. From here, I'm going to offer a second variation, chaturanga. You have the choice to repeat the previous sequence where the knees, the top of the feet are on the mat and you slide into cobra, baby cobra, or all the way down, chaturanga, and inhale into upper dog. The top of the feet are on the mat. Be mindful with your lower back. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward dog. Step forward with the right foot. Inhale, arms up. You have the option to keep the left knee on the mat into low lunge. Otherwise, we're in higher lunge. High lunge. Exhale, hands on the mat. Step back into downward dog. Inhale, left foot between both hands. Crescent lunge, arms up. Remember your option, left knee on the mat. Exhale, hands on the mat. Step back into downward dog. From here, walk the feet towards the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, tips of the fingers on the mat. Inhale, arms up with a back bend. And exhale, release. And let's continue. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into halfway lift. Exhale, hands on the mat, step back or jump into plank pose. Chaturanga and upper dog, or knees on the floor, lower down, and find your baby cobra, your choice. Inhale, I'm doing the chaturanga upper dog. Exhale, downward dog. And let's stay here for a moment. And now is the time to acknowledge what is happening in the body. How do you feel? Did you notice any change? The chest in downward dog, the chest is pressing down. Your feet are moving, your heels are moving down towards the yoga mat. On the next inhale, lift your right leg back up, high up, and keep the leg lifted. The hips are squared, pointing down. Exhale, release the foot. Inhale, left leg back up and keep it there, lifted. And exhale, release. Let's go into child's pose for a moment. Knees on the floor, touching, feet touching. You may sit on your heels and relax your forehead. Take a moment here in child's pose just to connect with your body and acknowledge your current state. How do you feel? Do you need to modify something? We're not creating pain or suffering. We want to create this opportunity to release these negative accumulations, the toxins, by taking a good care of ourselves. So take this time to take a great care of yourself. On the next inhale, lift yourself and you're in seated position. And on the next inhale, we're going to lift arms up. And as you exhale, gentle twist over to the left. Place the right hand on top of your left thigh and look above your shoulder. And now it is up to you to decide how much you like to twist. With each breath, you're lengthening. With each exhale, you're twisting. You're lengthening and twisting. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist over to the other side. Remember to breathe. You're opening the chest. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, tips of the fingers on the mat. Let's tuck the toes in and stretch the fingers. Curl your toes. Sit on your heels. If at any point it gets too much on your feet, you may always lift your hips off your feet and just relax the top of the feet on the mat. At any point, listen to your body. Extend your right arm fingers pointing down. Bring the pinky finger towards yourself and keep it there. Exhale, release your ring finger. And release your middle finger. At the same time, try to keep the rest of the fingers also active, pointing down, and release your index finger. And release. And your thumb. And release. Shake. Relax this hand. Inhale. Opposite. The other arm is extended. Pinky finger towards yourself. Keep it there for a moment. And be fully aware what is happening in your feet. Relax. This finger, ring finger. And release. Middle finger. Release your index. And your thumb. And shake. And on the next inhale, lift your arms up. Look up. Exhale, hands on the mat. And very slowly start tapping your feet. At the beginning. And then you may lift your feet as high up as possible. You're reaching for your buttocks. You want to touch your buttocks. And exhale, release. And let's stretch the wrists a bit more. Your right hand is moving clockwise towards yourself. And your fingers are pointing towards yourself. One more time. Right hand is moving clockwise towards yourself. The fingers are pointing at you. The left hand is moving counterclockwise. One more time. Left hand is moving counterclockwise. Make sure that you're doing it properly. And slowly bring the hips back. And be aware of your wrists. Observe your wrists. You cannot go too far back. Your wrists will remind you when to stop. And very slowly come forward. Relax one hand and then the other hand. And back to seated. Hero pose. Place the hands right behind you. Let's open the chest a bit more. Hands are on the mat. Spread the fingers wide. The weight is evenly distributed. And on the next inhale, the chest is lifting, opening, and you're looking up. Option is to lower down and place your forearms on the mat. Very slowly press one hand down, the other hand down, and all the way to seated. And this time, let's place the hips on the mat. Feet are on either side of your hips. Same idea as last time. Hands pressing down, chest is lifted, opening up towards the sky. And as you exhale, you may lower down a bit. Forearms on the mat. Your choice. You don't need to go that low. And if you'd like to go all the way down to the yoga mat, now is the time to give it a try. Slowly lowering down until you're eventually on the mat. The knees are touching and knees are moving down towards the yoga mat. Moving with awareness, practicing with awareness, practicing with mindfulness. And very slowly, if you're completely on the mat, lift yourself up. Breath by breath, lifting. And let's find our way to table pose. Hands on the mat, knees on the floor. Knees hip width apart, wrist shoulder width apart. And on the next inhale, Let's lift the right leg up and lift the head. As you exhale, the knee moves towards the nose. Eventually, they may even touch. Inhale, lift, 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 lift. And exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, looking up. And reach. One last time, lift, lift, lift as high up as possible. And reach. And release. Take a moment. And on the next inhale, lift your left leg and your head. And as you exhale, the knee moves towards the nose. Eventually, they may even touch. Inhale, lift and look up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift and reach. 2 more to go. Inhale, looking up and reach. And last time, give your best. And reach. And knee on the mat, knee on the floor. From here, let's go into puppy stretch. Walk your hands away from you. Bring the hips back and the chest is moving down. You may eventually place your chin on the mat or forehead on the mat. Puppy stretch. Inhale, walk the hands back towards yourself. Keep the right hand grounded. Lift the left arm up. And with a twist, look up. And let's keep that arm lifted. At the same time, try to keep your knees and hips aligned. Exhale, release. Fingers wide and spread, pressing down. Inhale, right arm up, looking up. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes. Time for downward dog. Bring the hips back and downward dog. You may keep your legs bent at the knees or keep them completely straight. The heels are moving down towards the yoga mat. The chest is pressing down. Hips are moving back. Inhale, walk the feet towards your hands. Inhale into halfway lift. Exhale, reach for your big toes. If you may grab your big toes with index and middle finger, give it a try. If it's too much, you may grab your ankles or shins. In the upper body, relax your head. And now grab your opposite elbows. Imagine you're a rag doll, so you're moving in different directions. And very slowly start lifting yourself up, all the way up to standing. Slow movements. The head is the last part of the body that goes fully straight up. And into standing. Let's keep the right foot grounded and step back with the left leg. Let's try the warrior sequence. Triangle pose, followed by reverse triangle. Inhale, arms at shoulder height, chest open. Tuck the tailbone in. Exhale, hinging at the hip, moving down towards the leg. Looking up towards the sky. You're gently relaxing. You're not collapsing into the right shin. Inhale into standing. Bring the back foot in at about 45 degrees. And let's try revolved triangle. Start twisting over to the right. Twist, 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 twist. You may remain here. Another option is to lower down and place either the tips of the fingers on the mat, on a yoga block, on the inside or outside, and look up. Trying to keep both legs straight. Of course, if it's too much, you may keep it slightly bent. Inhale into standing. And let's find warrior 2. Adjust the back foot, both heels meet at 90 degrees. Lower down. As you bend the front leg at the knee, warrior 2. Exhale, back hand on top of back there. Lift the front arm up and look up. Exhale into warrior 2. forearm on top of your right thigh, lifting the other arm up towards the sky, or bring the arm closer to your head. Inhale into warrior two. Exhale, right hand on the mat or on the block on the outer edge of the foot, and the other arm is lifted. Inhale into warrior two. Interlock your fingers, open the chest, humble warrior, lowering down towards the right knee. Inhale into standing. Release your arms, bring the back foot in 45 degrees, warrior one, squaring the hips, arms up. From here, as you exhale, place the tips of the fingers on each side of your right foot and bring the hips back and see if you can straighten the front leg. Runner's pose or pyramid's pose. Engage your upper body as well. Relax the head. Inhale, bend the front leg at the knee, lift your arms up, adjust the back heel, crescent lunge. Palms in front, the heart center. Option to remain here. If you'd like to try the twist with me, we will start twisting over to the right. You may keep your elbows at shoulder height, or you may lower yourself down and place your left elbow on top of your right thigh and gazes above the right shoulder. On the next inhale, lift your arms up and step to the front. Relax your arms. And let's try the same sequence with the other on the other side. This time we're going to step back with the left leg, with the right leg. Step back with the right leg. Triangle pose. Arms at shoulder height. Opening the chest. Gaze above the left arm. Tailbone in. Hinging at the hip, forward and down, looking up towards the sky. If you find yourself leaning too much forward, please adjust the pose. Bring yourself back. Open, align your back with your hips. On the next inhale, arms at shoulder height. Adjust the back foot, bring it inward. And that's going to revolve triangle, reverse triangle. Twisting over to the left. And the right hand, you may place it on top of your shin, the tips of the fingers on the mat, on the inner edge, or on the outer edge of your foot. Very powerful, very advanced pose. Inhale into standing, warrior two. Let's adjust the back foot and sink into the pose, lower down, warrior two. Exhale, back hand on top of back toe, gently touching, lifting the front arm up. I'm not really dependent on that right hand. Exhale, warrior two, forearm on top of your thigh, lift the other arm up and look up or bring it closer to your head. Inhale into warrior two. And as you exhale, left hand on the outer side of the foot on the mat, on the block, and the other arm is lifted. If this is too much for you, you may simply repeat the previous pose where your forearm is on top of your thigh. Either one works. Inhale into warrior two, humble warrior. Open the chest. Left elbow moves down towards the left knee. Head is relaxed. Arms overhead. Inhale into standing and relax your arms. Bring the back foot in, square the hips. Warrior one, lifting the arms up. Exhale into pyramid pose. Tips of the fingers on the mat, bring the hips back, straighten the leg, relax the head. On the next inhale, bend the leg at the knee, lift your arms up, and crescent lunge. Adjust the back heel, and lower down. Palms in front of the heart center. Choice. This is your choice. You may remain here or just twist over to your left. In a third variation, your right elbow is on top of your left thigh and your gaze is above your left shoulder. Inhale, arms up. Step to the front and release the pose. Separate your feet. We're going to use the long side of the yoga mat. Keep separating them and keep the feet parallel to each other. So we want to engage the glute muscles. We want to work with the leg muscles as well. From here, on the next inhale, let's lift arms up. And as you exhale, forward fold, hinging it, moving from the hips forward and down, tips of the fingers on the mat. You may always use something if it's too hard to reach the floor. Use a prop. And for those of you who are a bit, who find yourself pretty happy in this pose and you want to explore more, try to align your hands with your feet, and your head is moving down towards the yoga mat, and eventually your head will be right in the middle, in the center, and your head, your hands and feet will be aligned. And then observe what is happening in your glute muscles, in your legs, in your hamstring, inner thighs, everywhere. So you want to really lower it down. And if your muscles start shaking, observe. Observe, because we don't really want to damage our body. We don't want to pull a muscle. We want to be here to observe, to stretch. We want to have a happy body. And on the next inhale, slowly lift yourself up, all the way up to standing. One more time. Inhale, arms up, opening the chest. And as you exhale, forward fold, and this time reach for your shins, your ankles, or your big toes. Grab your feet, wherever you can reach, and the head is moving down. On the next inhale, walk the hands back to center. Keep your left hand on the mat, and lift the right arm up and look up. Exhale, release that hand, place it on the mat. Inhale, lift your other arm up and look up. Exhale, release the hand. Inhale, arms up, back to standing, and exhale, release. And we're going to try one more forward fold. This time, interlace the fingers, interlock your fingers, open the chest, and we're going to do the forward fold. However, if you find it too much, because the blood is all the time pushed towards the head, you may remain here and just repeat the same pose but in standing. So all we're doing is lifting the arms and opening the chest. And whenever you're ready, exhale, forward fold from the hips. Relax your head, arms overhead. Inhale all the way up to standing and release your arms. And let's try goddess pose. Bring your heels inward and start lowering your hips down. At the same time, if possible, try to keep your knees and ankles aligned and lower down, lower down, lower down, lower down. Shoulder height. Elbows at shoulder height, fingers pointing up, opening the chest, and find your proud goddess. And even if you can't lower down that much, you may simply remain at a bit higher level. And you're still in the goddess. And for those of you who would like to explore and for a moment to lift your heels off the mat, this is your choice. You may lift for a moment, your choice. Remember to keep lowering, opening. Exhale, release your feet and lift yourself all the way up. And walk the feet towards each other. And I think we're ready for the balancing sequence. Let's start with the tree pose. Left foot off the mat. 4 options today. Your foot, the toes are on the mat, the foot is on your calf muscle. On your inner thigh, you may place it on top of your hip. And for those of you who would like to explore, so option is to keep your arms lifted. And those of you who are able to place your foot on top of your, really close to your hip, on top of your thigh, you may play with this pose, and with the left hand, reach for your foot and see if you can grab your foot. And keep the other arm lifted. The rest of us, we may simply remain in tree pose. Choose your tree, just keep your arms lifted. The pose that I just showed you is the one that I learned in Ashtanga yoga class. And whenever I lose my balance, I just deepen my breath and listen to the sound, and this is what brings me back to this present moment. And that process, the thinking process, slows down, and I'm able to calm down and be able to find some peace. Tree pose, wherever you are, happy tree. Extend your arms to the side and lift your leg up. And exhale, release. If you feel like moving your toes, your heels, your feet, happy feet, now is the time. And let's repeat the same sequence. The same pose on the other side. Right foot. You may find that this side is slightly different, less balanced or more balanced, wherever it is. Accept it, that's your body. Keep the left foot grounded, lift your arms up. If you'd like to explore the other pose that I just showed you, your foot will be on top of your hip, and with the right hand reach for your big toe, grab your big toe and lift the other arm up. Your choice. Work with your body. Be happy in the pose, wherever you are. You are unique. Your body is unique. I'm here to observe myself and to know myself. Tree pose, extend the arms to the side, lift your leg up, and exhale, release. And again, if you feel like moving, give it a try. Next pose, eagle pose. We haven't practiced this lately. Bring the hips back, bend the legs at the knees. And we're going to start with the left leg. The left foot is lifted. You may keep your toes on the mat. You may keep the foot off the mat, or if you wish, you may hook your foot and place it on top of your right calf muscle. Once I find stability in my legs, I'm ready to work with my arms. Option number 1, keep your arms extended. Second option is left arm under the right arm, either the back of the hands facing or palms facing, and try to lift the elbows a bit higher. And you may lower down and sink into the pose. Eagle pose. Last breath in here and release the pose. If you need to move, go ahead and give your body whatever it needs. And let's repeat, try on the other side. Bringing the hips, lifting the right foot off the mat this time, toes on the mat, off the mat, or on your calf muscle. Right arm under the left arm. Back of the hands facing, palms facing, and you may lift your elbows at shoulder height. And breathe into this pose. If you find that you're not breathing, please modify the pose. With the inhale, you're bringing oxygen, nutrients for your body. With the exhale, you're releasing the toxins accumulated. Do you really want to keep these toxins for yourself, or you want to release them? And slowly release the pose. And next pose, airplane pose. Keep your arms on each side of your body. Connect with your breath. Airplane pose. Kick the right leg back and find your airplane pose. Your arms and leg are parallel to the floor. Your gaze is either down or right in front. Just find an object that is completely still. And exhale, release. Whenever you're ready, ground your right foot, right leg, and arms by the side. Kick the left leg back and fly into airplane. Find your airplane pose. And slowly release. And let's go into one more balancing pose. Last pose is dancer pose. Bend the right leg at the knee, and with the right hand reach for your foot. You may grab your foot from the inside or from the outside, and lift your left arm up. And we're going to stay here for a few moments to connect with the body, to connect with the breath. And whenever you're ready, you may go into the full expression of dancer pose or simply remain here. As you exhale, your upper body is moving forward and down, and you're lifting the back leg up. Dancer pose. And slowly release the pose. Remember, you may always use a chair, the wall. In these balancing sequences, you don't have to do it without the support. You may always use everything that is available in order to go into the pose, get into the pose. Ground your right foot and bend your left leg. Reach for your foot, and whenever you're ready, your right arm is lifted. Dancer pose. Finding stillness, finding stability, finding peace. And if you'd like to try the full expression of dancer, bringing the upper body forward and down and lifting the back leg up. And release the pose. Release your arms. And let's go into the seated sequence. Chair pose. Bring the hips back. Bend your legs at the knees. Arms lifted. And breathe. Chair pose. How are your quad muscles? How are your glutes? How are your ankles, your feet? How about your arms? Are you breathing? Are you thinking? Just be aware, acknowledge. A lot of things happening at the same time. And exhale all the way down to the mat. We made it to the seated sequence. And from here, let's roll over to the right. my right leg is under the left leg. Keep your right forearm on the mat. And let's work with the legs. On the next inhale, you may relax your left hand on the mat or the tips of the fingers on the mat. And on the next inhale, whenever you're ready, lift your left leg up, 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 up. And now remember where your leg is right now without using your hand. Exhale, release. On the next inhale, lift the leg, and if you can grab your big toe with the index and middle finger, try to bring the leg closer to your body, to your head, to your upper body. And now remember where your leg is right now. Exhale, release. And on the next inhale, lift your leg one more time without using your fingers, your hand, and see where your leg will reach. Just be curious. What is happening in the body? Exhale, release. And for those of you who like to play a bit more with this pose, place your left foot on the mat right in front of your right thigh. The idea is to keep the knee and the ankle aligned. And this is already enough for some of us. If you'd like to try something else, your right hand is on the mat and your left arm is lifted. And I'll offer one more variation. On the next inhale, I'm pressing my left hand down and I'm lifting my right hip off the mat and I'm looking up. Exhale, lower down, lower down, lower down, and roll over to your other side. This time the left leg is under the right leg. Left forearm on the mat. Inhale, lift the top leg up, 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 up. And exhale, release. Inhale, use your index and middle finger and try to bring that leg closer. You may always keep your leg bent at the knee. And again, same idea, moving it towards the body. And exhale, release. Inhale, one more time, lift, 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 lift. Keep it there for a moment, just be curious, where is your leg right now? And release. And if you'd like to explore a bit more and play with this pose, right foot on the mat, knee and ankle aligned. Inhale, lift your upper body and place the left hand on the mat and lift your right arm up. And if you wish, you may remain here. For those of you who would like to try something else and explore another variation, lift your left hip and look up. Exhale, lower down and extend your legs. Arms right in front, and breath by breath start lowering down, all the way down to the yoga mat. All the way down, 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 and down. And let's do some work for the abs. We're going to move the legs, and at the same time we're going to work with the abs. On the next inhale, lift your legs up. Lower back on the mat. You may relax your palms on the mat. And with the big toes, you're drawing circles, small circles. So let's begin. 10 small circles in one direction. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And reverse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Middle-sized circles, 10 in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Reverse direction. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you'd like to rest, you may rest. Otherwise, you may continue with me. 10 big circles, as big as possible. 10 in each direction. This is the last round. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And reverse last time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, almost there. 2, 1, and knees towards the chest. Give yourself a hug and relax. And now be curious about your breath. Is it a shallow breath? Is it a deep breath? Are you breathing? Is it a normal breath? And on the next inhale, let's go into butterfly pose. Place the soles of the feet together. Interlock your fingers and using your hands, try to bring the feet closer to your chest. Opening the hips. Looking up. Breathing, fully aware of what's happening in the body. Exhale, extend your left leg, place it on the mat. Keep your right knee closer to your chest, left hand on top of the right knee, and bring the leg over to your left. Gentle spinal twist, right arm over to the right, gaze above the right arm. Release the side, extend the leg. Inhale, left knee towards the chest, right hand on top of the left knee. Bring the leg over to the right, and arm extend over to the left, gaze above the left arm. Exhale, release the hand, arms by the side, and find your way to the final pose, Shavasana. Open the chest, relax your eyes, your eyelids, relax your legs, and allow your body to sink into the yoga mat and to relax fully and completely. Relax your toes, your feet. Relax your ankles, calf muscles. Relax your knees, your thighs, and belly. Relax your lower back, upper back, your chest, and all of your internal organs. Relax your shoulders, elbows, wrists, and hands. Relax your neck, your chin, your jaw, your cheeks, your mouth, tongue, your nose, your eyes, and forehead. Relax your entire face and relax your head. Relax your whole body. Slowly wiggle your toes, your fingers. Bring your arms overhead. Give yourself a stretch. Knees towards the chest from side to side. And roll over to your right side. Place your right arm under your head and pose there for a moment. On the next inhale, press the left hand down towards the yoga mat and find your way into seated with legs crossed, easy pose, eyes closed. And the head is the last part of the body that goes completely straight. And speaking from the heart, acting from the heart, thinking from the heart, place palms in front of the heart center, thumbs between your eyebrows, and repeat mentally, let my thoughts be kind, and send a kind thought to yourself. Thumbs closer to your lips and repeat mentally, let my words be kind, and send a kind word to someone who you love and you care for. Thumbs closer to your heart and repeat mentally, let my actions be kind, and do something kind for someone who is in need whenever there is an opportunity. May all beings be happy, be in peace, and be free from fear and negativity. The divine in me bows to the divine in you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. Have a happy, sunny day. And if you like my video, please subscribe for my channel. Thank you.